Next is looking at antifungals. So essentially mold, you can think of it as a fungus, and many times people who have mold toxins in their body all have other forms of fungus too, and that could be Candida. There are many other types of yeast, and so we find actually that the antifungals, helping to break down that wall around the mold, really can help quite a bit and it's part of the protocol or the piece. We do herbal and nutrient like caprylic acid or looking at oregano, thyme.
Powder Arco, and there's a few, a lot of these herbs just cross so many spectrums, but things like Artemisia is really good. And once again, it's sort of like what people tolerate and what may also help treat other either symptoms or conditions they have in conjunction. So,
exactly. And if we find also, say, that the Candida levels systemically are really high, and we might do, prescription antifungals, and we really like amphotericin B. It's usually compounded diflucan. Again, that's can be. We have to watch people's liver on that one, and even nystatin, which is a little more gentle one around.
And once again, even though like Candida is not mold, it seems that the same sort of factors seem to support the growth of that. People say they often go hand in hand, or even with some of the patients, it may not be that there's actually mold within the body, but the mycotoxins produced by the mold really still respond to some of the same. Treatment.
People feel clear, they feel better, they feel lighter, Many times when we introduce those, people are like, oh, this is, I feel it, it's really good.
It's almost like you get that first initial load down and people start to feel the benefit, but it takes a while to really get it clear. So we know that these treatments we're talking about are often take some time, and with some people we have to go really, really low and slow to get the response. But usually there's some sense of like, being on the right track symptomatically within a short period of time.
Right, and I do find that it seems to be, it's the combination. We might have somebody say, I just want to focus on sauna, and it's like, that's great, but we're probably not going to get the results that you're looking for just with that one thing, so.
It really has to be multifaceted.
It is multifaceted for sure. So next is actually, this was brief. Sometimes people have something called MARCoNS, which is an infection in their nose that can exacerbate this. And so we'll do prescription antibiotic nasal sprays, as well as another one that sometimes we use. Do you want to talk about?
So we also, I was going to also say we do also an antifungal type nasal spray, and with that we compound those to help really get into those those hidden areas where mycotoxins live, and we often will put, we didn't get into it with the gut stuff too much, but we also do biofilm disruptors. Right, so that because these toxins and different things actually produce their own little protective layer, and so that's part of it too. But then Synapsin is a formula that is pretty interesting. It's compounded as a nasal spray, and it's basically a combination of I can't think of the official name they call it. But
it's like a ginseng extract. It's a ginseng and sometimes they do like a methyl B12 with it.
And it's got a little bit of a it's just a great antioxidant formula that can really help with some of the. It's not going to directly treat the mycotoxins, but it can really help as an antioxidant to help kind of support cognitive dysfunction, memory loss,
clarity,
like that,
energy sometimes. So again, compounded, so we have to, it's more specific, you won't find it at Walgreens. So next is diet. So diet, again, we really want to approach people where they are, because we understand when you're not feeling well, many times making major changes can be difficult. And so usually we start with like, how can we begin with nourishing you, and if there are some big things maybe that we can take away that don't feel so hard to let go of, maybe like, I have a scone every day or something. And it's like, that's sugar, that's going to feed yeast, and we're going to set that aside, and that's okay. Then maybe we're bringing in like, the dark leafy greens, you're fine with adding that, or the sulfur, like cauliflower things.
Those are so important for the detox pathways of the liver. So getting those sulfur-rich veggies like broccoli and cabbage and cauliflower and all of those, and yes, adding in more as we remove some. And then there's some specialty, when I say specialized diets, it's because sometimes people are exhibiting symptoms that have been triggered by by their toxic reaction as well, like either a histamine response, that can be an overgrowth of bacteria in the gut, or it can be, triggered by that mast cell activation syndrome. And in that case, we want them to have a low histamine diet so they're not adding to the load of like what's already kind of gone off the charts. And we're not going to get into the specifics of what each diet is.
Well, we can include it on our write-up, and with some links and some suggestions, because each of these diets, the antihistamine diet, the antifungal diet, and even just going into like a whole 30, all of them have a lot of information.
And we try to customize, because it's really overwhelming to get like, I have to follow 4 diet guidelines, and that looks like a bowl of kale. Right? So that's not the goal. The goal is to really find what's going to support both symptoms and ultimately healing and reparation of the detox pathways.
That's where, I would just encourage you. This is, we want to share this information, but we really want to work with you on this, because we want to guide you through this process, because we understand it can be overwhelming, especially if you are not feeling well. If you're like, I have a hard time remembering where my keys are, I'm not going to be able to take 4 diets and merge them. So come to us, let us help you. So next, probably, I feel like this is some of our bigger movers. Like I feel like when we're dealing with severity, like if we have somebody who's in a very severe place and they've been either dealing with this for a long time or their levels are very high, we want to bring in our injectables and IVs. And part of the reason is, one, strength, because we can do a higher dose of something, and we know it's absorbed 100%. So there's no compromise with getting, not, if you have leaky gut, something like that, and not making it across the wall. And I feel like we were discussing this again earlier, that when we do incorporate these therapies, the level of improvement is typically always very significant.
And it doesn't mean the other things don't need to be put in place, but it just really helps those, more severely ill or chronically ill, or even people that are just like, I want to feel better faster.
Absolutely.
Do that.
So some of the ones that we pull out, and this is usually in combination with like a nutrient IV, because we want those basic nutrients there to support and heal your body. But first one is alpha-lipoic acid IV, and this is a fat-soluble antioxidant that will actually cross the blood-brain barrier, and helps to actually not only bind and move those mycotoxins, but also, as we were talking about, biotransforms. I love that word. It biotransforms the mycotoxin. Basically improving its ability to be excreted, and gives people good energy and clarity.
I really love these, and we always start people at a lower dose and stuff and titrate up. And then another one that's fantastic for both symptoms and actual treatment of many conditions, including mycotoxicity, but is phosphatidylcholine. And phosphatidylcholine is a really, really, really important phospholipid that is really
fat.
It's the cellular makeup of all of those brain cells and those liver cells, among other things, and the sheath around our nerve cells. And so there's some genetic reasons why people are compromised with phosphatidylcholine. I'm not going to get into it, but we like to see that too. And the phosphatidylcholine IVs are really great because they both help to kind of rebuild the brain and liver cells and really help them work more efficiently, but also really helps to increase the amount of toxins that are removed because those are functioning so much better. And so I'm a big fan of that. It was I won't get into it, but sometimes it can be tricky to get certain things for treatment, but we've got it again, which is great. Another one of your favorites?
Glutathione. So glutathione is another fat-soluble antioxidant, and I feel like very well tolerated. I would say they all are, but this one especially is just people tolerate it so well. They do really well with it. Again, crosses the blood-brain barrier, binds to toxins, but also will actually bind to heavy metals. We're not really talking about that here, but it can be another thing that compromises people's ability to just excrete things. So just really, I would say I have people do it, and then immediately they're like, oh my gosh, all the words I was having a hard time remembering, there they are. Like this is great.
It's pretty immediate for us. We do it. We do those for each other.
We do them for each other.
Basis.
So we love, and you can do like an ALA and a glutathione together. I have some people that that we're just being intense about their treatment.
But we always start, like we said, we start on the lower end, work people up, see what people can tolerate, and really customize every treatment.
Yeah, it's all personalized. So that's the big overview, the big treatment overview. And really, if you look at the first one that I did on on testing and symptoms, it is a process, and I would encourage you to really have a professional, whether I would love it to be us or another functional medicine practitioner.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you feel like you've developed either recently acute symptoms or especially anything chronic over time that really seems mysterious and it's, can't quite put a finger on what might be causing it or triggering it, we would love to help you evaluate for that, test for that, and see if mycotoxins or some other
like the heavy metals or gluten or something.
Be one of the root causes. To get you feeling better.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
See you soon.